Bring your vision to life. Welcome to the Monterey Center for Spiritual Living. We're delighted that you have joined us this morning, whether you are here in person, whether you're part of our Zoom family, or whether you're joining us on our Facebook or our YouTube channel. We invite you to, if you're viewing on Facebook or YouTube, we invite you to drop a note in the chat and let us know where you're viewing from. And I keep forgetting to share with you the various places that our viewers are looking at and we're tuning in. So our message is really getting out. We appreciate you being a part of our extended community. Today we're concluding our August theme, My Passion, My Purpose. And in this, we are invited to boldly step into our passion and purpose, bringing them into the world to shine our light as we live out loud. And that is the summation of what the whole month of August has been, is identifying our passions and our purpose and living out loud. Living out loud so that everyone can see our light. Our passion ignites our purpose as we align ourselves with that inner feeling and we transform to the next level, sharing it outwardly. The time has come to confidently embrace our purpose and step into our co-created new expression. Ernest Chu writes in Buddha Soul Currency, your work is to discover your work. And then, with all your heart, give yourself to it. Your work is to discover your work. And then, with all your heart, give yourself to it. Today we're talking about passionately living our purpose out loud. And here's a question that I'm sure we've heard before, whether from a spiritual talk on Sunday morning, or whether in a workshop, perhaps in a class, perhaps in music. And the question is, what would you do today if you were brave? What would you do today if you were brave? Now, some of us may say, you know, I've kind of done all that I want to do. I've experienced most of what I want to experience, and you know, I don't really have any gifts or anything else to share. Not so, not so. Science of Mind teaches us that the universe does not make mistakes, that we are here by divine appointment to add to the expansion of the world. We're here to add to the expansion of the world. We are the perfect co-creators with Spirit to accentuate our unique passion and purpose. It is indeed our Spirit-infused responsibility to share our gifts authentically. We have a purpose which becomes more evident as we listen to our inner guidance. This is what we talk about often as a part of our daily spiritual practice, is to listen to that inner guidance. Some call it the still small voice within. Others may call it the whisper of spirit. Some, like myself, may say it's the whack upside the head to get my attention. However it is that we hear that voice, this is what we are to do, to listen to our inner guidance and to recognize that we have a limited time in our present physical form in which to birth and to share our gifts. And so we seize the day and we boldly step into our creations. Last week I talked about practicing the principles of science of mind and the practical application that is necessary in the field of infinite possibilities from which we operate. This application of our teaching urges us to prove what we are practicing. It can be easy to stay inside our little spiritual bubble, and yet demonstrating our gifts into the outside world is not only necessary for our individual growth, it is necessary for the world at large. We are here to demonstrate what Spirit does. We have the power of the universe at our disposal. Another key teaching of Science of Mind is that we are co-creators in this realm. We're always co-creating with Spirit. We are not here to blindly stumble through the adventure of life. We have chosen to step into this time-space reality and give form to the potential that may inspire and positively impact not only ourselves, but impact others. We are here to make a difference. Everything is energy. And when our focused energy vibrates on the same wavelength as the vision of our outcome, shift happens. Become the master of your own thinking, and hence the master of your own fate. In this thing called you, Ernest Holmes writes, we have been given a human body with an expiration date. We have been given a human body with an expiration date. This means we do not know the time or the place that our physical form will transition. However, we do know it is inevitable. So the question again is, how would we live? What would we do differently if we knew there was just a short amount of time left? I came across this little piece of humor that I'd like to share with you. An Illinois man left the snow-filled streets of Chicago for a vacation in Florida. His wife, on a business trip, was planning to meet him the next day. When he reached his hotel, he decided to send his wife a quick email. Unable to find the scrap of paper that he had written her email address on, he did his best to type it from memory. Unfortunately, he mistyped one letter, and his note was directed instead to an elderly preacher's wife whose husband had just passed away the day before. The key thing here is that it was a preacher's wife that received this message. When the grieving widow checked her email, she took one look at the monitor, let out a piercing scream, and fell to the floor in a dead faint. At that second, her family rushed into the room and saw this note on the screen. Dearest wife, I just checked in. Everything is prepared for your arrival tomorrow. I can't wait to see you. P.S. It's hot down here. Note, everything is prepared for your arrival. So can you imagine this poor widow of a preacher getting an email saying it's hot down here? We laugh, and we know at the same time that our contribution to life, our talent, and our ideas could be the very thing that has a rippling effect, positively transforming the lives of others. We may not never know how spectacular our offering is if it's only viewed from the current perspective we inhabit. Our energy field, as I said earlier, is always expanding outward, intermingling with others. Yesterday in our weekly visioning for the center, one of the vision questions we ask is, what is God's? What is God's highest idea? What is Spirit's highest idea for our Monterey Center for Spiritual Living? And then as part of the visioning practice, we go into that silence and we listen with our heart. We're making that shift from the head to the heart. And so in listening with the heart, sometimes a word may appear, or words may appear, a sound may emerge, a color may emerge, a feeling tone may emerge. We're to be in whatever it is that is emerging from the heart space. And so for me, as I was contemplating this question, Spirit downloaded a vision for the center as an energy field. And all I could see was what was a feeling tone, was a pulsation. The energy was pulsating through the brick and mortar of this physical space. And this energy field was radiating out radiating out into the universe and joining other positive energy fields, creating this expanded idea of the highest good for everyone. And so I invite all of us to tap into that energy field and expand it outward as we uplift ourselves and as we uplift others. You know, it might be a simple action that we offer, such as speaking up for a group or even an individual or a cause that we believe in. There's and I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm not remembering exactly, but there's a little meme that is floating around on social media that asks the question, if you're in a room and someone is talking about me and you're not coming to my defense, are you still my friend? And so it's just a simple thing as speaking up for someone and saying, that is not my experience of this individual. And it doesn't require that you defend the individual. It's just saying, this is not my experience. And quite often that will shift the conversation into a more loving and a more kind direction. There are numerous opportunities available to us when we move from fear to focus and from apathy to action. What is one thing that you can do to seize the day and passionately live your purpose out loud? Carpe diem, seize the day. In the book and movie The Dead Poets Society, the protagonist encourages his students to embrace their individualism, to think independently, and to pursue their passions. Is this not one of the primary pillars and foundations of Science of Mind and of New Thought teachings? To embrace our individualism as unique expressions of spirit, unique expressions of the divine, to think independently, and that is to tap into that inner voice, that inner knowing that says, you are my beloved, and you are here to make a difference. And to pursue our passions. Isn't that what we're here to do? To pursue our passion, to make a difference. Practicing the principles of Science of Mind, we know that we can demonstrate, and this is a key factor of who we are. We need not continue to play small. And this requires getting out of our comfort zone, taking risk, and seizing the day. And I don't need to say this to a room filled with metaphysicians, but I'm going to say it anyway. Being a nonconformist is a key component to living boldly and out loud. And there's a book that is often offered to our foundation students, those people who are new to the teaching and new to the class structure. And I've forgotten the author now, but it is, You're Always Your Own Experience. You're always your own experience. And the other book, the real book that I was thinking of is Spirits in Rebellion. Spirits in Rebellion, because that's who we are. You know, we come into, that is one of the premises of New Thought. We come into this movement, into this teaching, into this way of life, because we no longer feel that we can conform to the rules and the regulation and the dogma of some of the traditional teachings that we may have experienced. Too many of us have lived according to what was acceptable and appropriate in the paradigm of our family, of our community, hiding our authentic purpose. And I remember growing up as a child, and I think I imparted this to my own daughters as they were growing up. The word in our family was, you don't bring shame to the Collins name. You don't bring shame to the Collins name. I see heads nodding, so several of us have had that shared experience. When we devalue our conviction, afraid to say it out loud, then we hide our authentic purpose. Now is the time to put our imagination and our dreams into action Stop trying to blend in. Embrace your passion. Embrace your purpose. That thing that you and I are called to do. Deliberately step into your power. Ernest Holmes offers this in our Science Mind textbook. We cannot live a choiceless life. Every day, every moment, every second, there is a choice. We cannot live a choiceless life. Every day, every moment, every second, there is a choice. And so as we conclude this series, I invite you to, I'll share with you some takeaways and then I'll offer you some practical steps. It is true, says Neil Donald Walsh, that when one door closes, another door opens. The movement of life is forever upward. We are forever expanding upward and outward in consciousness, in knowing the truth of who we are. We have everything that is required within to realize our dreams. Don't dissolve them with fears and worries. Take the time to listen to your calling through meditation and then align with your inner compass. After reflecting on your priorities, lean into the ones that feel right for you to spark that flame of passion. Trust in the process. Take action each day that moves you in the direction of your envisioned goal. Don't spend your energy on trying to figure out the details. Let go of the why and ask, what am I to be, become, and do in order to fulfill my passion? What am I to release that is blocking me from living my passion out loud? And then you may also ask, is there anything else that I need to know in this moment? Because as we're in our meditation and as we're doing our visioning practices, we tend to have a focus. We tend to be open to spirit, but we also there's a subliminal focus that is, at least for me, there's a subliminal focus that is always running around saying, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? It's like that Energizer bunny. We take the time to focus our energy on what am I to be, what am I to become, and what I am to do. Let spirit figure out the how. It will be revealed. Each day, do something that you love that brings you joy. And it is from this place of alignment that we reach the greater level of our self-expression. Your purpose, my purpose, will become our passion, and our passion and our purpose will speak out loud. And so I ask again, what would you do today if you were brave? What would you do today if you were brave? And now I invite us to share our affirmation. It is on the screen. Let us say it together. I passionately and boldly share my purpose with the world. I passionately and boldly share my purpose with the world. Let us pray. I invite you to just take a moment to breathe in this idea, and breathe in the vision, if you will, of what is my passion and what is my purpose? Knowing that the all-prevailing presence of Spirit, the allness of God, contains the answer to every question that there is. What I know to be true is that there is one life, there is one power, there is one presence, there is one highest idea for good. And as an individualized expression of this all-prevailing presence of Spirit, I boldly step into the knowing of my oneness with Spirit. Affirming this, declaring it, and knowing it as the truth for myself, I affirm it and declare it and know it as the truth for everyone that is gathered here in this physical space, those who are joining us by means of technology, and because Spirit is limitless, each one, each creation is an individualized expression of Spirit, moving, living, and having its being as the life of the allness of God. And so I speak my word this morning in gratitude for this magnificent opportunity to be in communion with community, to recognize that the gifts that have been given to me are not just for me, they are mine to share. And so it is true for each one. There's a little gift, there's a little spark inside of each one that I know is waiting to be ignited, is waiting to be shared, is waiting to make a difference on the planet. Because we are here to be the representations of Spirit and to make a change for the highest and the best of all that is concerned. I speak a word of blessing this morning for those who are remembering loved ones who have stepped off of the mortal plane into the next greater yet to be, knowing that their light, their love, their brilliance, the gifts that they shared live on in our memories. Each time we think of them, each time we call their name, each time we have a feeling of their presence that still lives on with us. This is how we embrace the ancestors, to feel their presence, to know that they're continually guiding us and loving us and directing us in the path that we're to go. I speak a word of blessing this morning for places where people are gathering in the name and nature of the one life, the one love, and the one power. Recognizing that there are many paths that lead to the one source. And so we joined with those who are along the path with us in recognizing that there is only one great possibility, and that is to be loved, to share love, to know love, to experience love, and to ignite our lives with peace and joy and harmony. I speak my word of blessing this morning for those who are seeking right livelihood, knowing that that which we are seeking is also seeking us. Right livelihood appears in many forms. So whatever it is that brings joy, that ignites passion, that identifies a purpose, be that, live that. Know that the universe is rushing in and saying yes to all of our requests. For those who have left a prayer request in our treatment box, or may be holding a prayer request in their heart, or may have shared it with a practitioner or another confidant, know that the answer is always yes and amen. Yes and amen. Feel the shift. Feel the healing. Know the truth that each one is one with Spirit. Giving thanks for this and so much more, I release this prayer, I release this treatment, I release this word back into that law which always says yes. Knowing that it is done and it is complete, I just allow it to be. And I invite you to affirm this with me if anything that I have said resonates with you in any way by saying, and so it is. And this is our opportunity to participate in the flow of abundance through our conscious giving, our committed giving. And I thank you so much for the way that you continue to lovingly support this spiritual community that allows us to do our work in the world. We have an affirmation of abundance that I invite us to say together now. I recognize the presence of God within as a source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And we have on our screen the various ways that you may donate to our center. For those of you who are here in the center, there's a donation box on the glass table near the fellowship hall. We invite you to take advantage of that. Thank you for those who mail in your contributions on a regular basis. And I must say, this week, 2 out of the 3 days that I was in the office, there were checks in the mail for the center. So this is working. This is working. Our mailing address is on the screen. And can I have that slide back? You may text to give, and the number's on the screen. Thank you to our iPhone users who use that. It's not yet wired up for Android, I don't think, but I donate online, so it's just a lot easier for me to do that. And also online through our website, www.montereycsl.org. So thank you for your contributions and for your loving support. A couple of reminders today following service. You're invited for coffee and tea and snacks. And then we will gather for our monthly spiritual living discussion circle. And the topic for this month is living our passions. And this is facilitated by Denise Kaku. On Saturday, we gather at 10:30 a.m. to vision for our center. And we use the same Zoom link that we use for the Sunday service. On Sunday morning, we gather in the center and also via Zoom to vision for our personal goals. And that visioning circle is facilitated by practitioner Connie Ziegenbing. Thank you, Connie, for being the constant that supports us with that every Sunday. On September 2nd, which is the first Sunday, our Love in Action group is getting together, and Amber has a special surprise for us. And all I will say is vocally oriented. So show up and be ready to participate. So thank you, Amber, for facilitating that on an ongoing basis. And then, let's see, the third Sunday is our Soul Collage, which is facilitated by Denise Kaku. And then spiritual living discussion on the fourth Sunday. I would also like to share with you this morning, there is a fundraiser titled The Spirit of Aloha. A local group, Na Humana, Hula, Halu, and Palike Arts are collaborating to host a Malama, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Malaha Maui. This is a benefit event that is bringing aid to the people of Hawaii who have been impacted by the devastating fires. There will be dance, music, a Hawaiian band, other performers, and other vendors who have pledged to give 20% of the proceeds from this event to the Maui relief. And it is happening today from noon until 5 p.m. at the Martin Luther King Jr. School for the Arts, 1713 Broadway Avenue in Seaside. And so we're invited to attend and participate if you can in that worthy adventure. And I believe that is it for our community connections this morning. And so as we say good morning to our Facebook and YouTube family, we invite you to return next week where we will begin our September series, I Love Myself. I love myself out loud. And our message is, I love myself so much. And I want to sing that little catchy tune, I love myself so much, but I won't. We'll do it next Sunday. So we invite you to, again, to join us, and remember to drop a note in the comments section and let us know where you're viewing from, and share this love with everyone.